In this video, I'd like to take you with me to one of my active recovery/restoration sessions. Check this out. The first exercise in today's workout is scapular pull-ups. From a relaxed hanging position, I am pulling my shoulder blades down and together. By doing so, I'm overloading two key functions of my scapular muscle complex: depression, which is to pull down my shoulder blades, and retraction, meaning pinching my shoulder blades together. This exercise is going to improve my scapular stability when I perform overhead movements and is also going to reinforce correct position of my shoulder blades. If you pay attention here, you'll notice that my hands are acting like hooks fixed to the bar, and my arms are just like cables connecting those hooks to the rest of my body. This is going to ensure that I remove elbow flexion from the exercise, which will allow the movement to originate exclusively from the scapular muscle group. I'm pairing this corrective exercise with a foundational bodyweight staple like the push-up. This is a full body exercise that allows me to train my pushing strength dynamically while keeping tension throughout my entire body in an isometric fashion. My goal here is not to overload these movements with high repetitions and stopping only when I get close to concentric failure. What I'm doing here is to practice a basic exercise that allows me to train other functions of the scapula in a moving environment. However, scapular protraction is not my primary focus here, as you can tell by the speed at which I'm performing the push-ups. I'll be doing that in the upcoming section of the workout. Alright, so now it's time to keep working on shoulder stability by overloading another key function of the scapula: protraction. From the outside, it might seem like I'm not doing much because scapular push-ups are performed with very small range of motion. However, don't be fooled. Lots of things are happening. I'm letting my chest sink down as low as possible, which will result in my shoulder blades coming together. Then I push against the floor with straight arms to lift my upper back. This way, I'm making sure that I take my scapula into full protraction while I engage my serratus anterior to assist me in the movement. Training both muscle groups is definitely going to help me improve the structural integrity of my body in general and the stability of my shoulder area in particular. Similar to what I did during the first superset, I'm putting together scapular push-ups with inverted rows, which happens to be another classic second-class lever exercise that targets the antagonistic muscles of the push-up. So they complement each other very well when it comes to developing foundational upper body strength. Here I can isometrically engage my scapula in retraction during a dynamic movement, which will improve the mobility of my shoulder blades and the overall posture of my upper body. And just like push-ups, inverted rows are fantastic for full body stabilization. They teach you how to maintain tension throughout your body so that you learn how to stay tight during a close kinetic exercise. And I'm going to finish this active recovery/restoration workout with an exercise that looks easy in theory, but it's not, at least for me. It humbles me every time I do it. So this overhead movement pattern focuses on the stabilizing capacity of all the muscles in my upper back. I'm basically practicing a behind the neck exercise in a safe environment because I'm not using any external loads. The only resistance I'm using here is the weight of my own arms. As you can see, this exercise is extremely challenging for me because it exposes insufficient scapular stability strength and lack of mobility around the shoulder area, especially when it comes to external rotation at the shoulder. The inability to perform external rotation through a larger range of motion prevents me from keeping my wrist at height with my elbow. This major discrepancy has to be addressed if I want to improve scapular stability and thus get better at force production during pull-ups, which I'd like to do more of in a single set. Plus, I'll be able to do them safely because I will stop relying on other muscles and joints to make up for the lack of engagement in the muscles that are supposed to do the work. So why am I doing these goofy looking exercises, you might be asking? Well, the answer is I'm training key muscles around my scapula to improve my posture, which will decrease compensatory pressures happening somewhere else when performing high-intensity exercises. If these compensations are minimized, then I'm also reducing my chances of getting injured. Plus, better scapular stability will improve force production in all upper body exercises because I'll become more efficient at them. In other words, all these drills are helping me get stronger in a safely manner. Alright guys and girls, that's the workout that I wanted to show you. As you can tell, today's routine wasn't particularly challenging or high intensity in nature. It was more of a session that focused on structural integrity overall, working on key muscle groups like the scapular complex, working on individual weaknesses of mine or lagging areas that I have to improve on. I'm really hoping for this quarantine to be lifted as soon as possible because, to be honest with you, I'm getting sick and tired of staying at home, but that's what we gotta do. We're in this together, so stay home, stay safe, and I'll see you next week. Bye.